so I've been thinking this whole supply chain disruption deal. The other day I went to look for a bike jack for my motorcycle. I could not find one. Couldn't find one anywhere. You know, Harbor Freight has bike jacks. However, they only have their display models, and they're not willing to part with their display models, which really sucks. I definitely would have paid full price for a display model. However, I was able to go out and find a motorcycle lift on Facebook Marketplace. I use my wife's. I don't have Facebook, but I use my wife's Facebook Marketplace, and I found a nice lift so I can lift my whole bike up to about chest level, which makes it easier to work on anyway. So it cost me a little bit more money, but definitely a better investment anyway. So I'm happy about that. But I had the weekend off. You know, I get a couple days off from work. Go into work yesterday, and it's starting to really sink in how little product we have. We're basically out of pontoon boats that we sell, and the reason they gave us for not having more to send us was the foam for the seats. They weren't able to get it for a while. I think they're starting to get it now, but they're so far behind. You know, they've got all these orders that they've got to fill with all these distributors, and they can't fill them fast enough. So demand is very high, which is crazy. You know, because we're selling more than we've ever sold, which means, you know, demand is higher than it's ever been. However, the supply is less. I was kind of wondering if it's one of those things where I can't have it, so now I really want it. Is that what's going on? You know, the more people want something and then they can't have it, well, then they want it even more, you know. So, you know, our side-by-side selection at our store is pretty nil. If you want a side-by-side, we're basically taking deposits on future side-by-sides that are coming in. Now, every Monday, which I don't work Mondays, but I go in on Tuesday, but anyway, so every Monday we get an update of the shipment schedule from our manufacturer. Look at that and see what's coming and when it's scheduled to ship. And the manufacturer that we get stuff from, Honda, they put a little asterisk by certain ship dates, and that means it's subject to change. And most of our side-by-sides have little asterisks near the ship date. So, you know, I don't know if anybody else is having a hard time getting side-by-sides in their area, but we're definitely having a hard time here. You know, being in the state that likes to play outside, you know, we've got, you know, everybody wants to go outside, enjoy the trails and stuff around this area, so it's a great place to be. But anyway, so side-by-sides, you know, you can't really get them. Pretty much everyone that we have coming has a deposit on it, all the way out until like July or August. Well, in this industry, in the motorsports industry, your best selling months are April, May, June, July. It starts to taper off a little bit. And then after the kids go to school at the end of August, it starts picking back up again until about, I don't know, mid-October, November. Then it'll slow down until a little bit after Christmas. So I'm a little concerned not having any inventory to sell. Just taking deposits is fine and dandy when, you can take a deposit, but, my paycheck now is based on what I sell now. I work on a commission basis. So if I don't make money this month, all the money I make this month, I get paid for next month. So my next paycheck for the month of June, I'm a little concerned about. If you're selling in May, you get paid in June for it on a commission generally. So my May sales, I'm already seeing a dramatic slowdown. I don't have any boats I can sell. I don't have any side-by-sides that I can sell. So it's a conundrum. I still have some motorcycles, but even those are starting to get a little weird. Normally we have about 10 to 20 used bikes in inventory. Right now we've got two used bikes in inventory that are ready to sell. So the used bike market must be doing well. So if you've got a used bike sitting around and you're not using it, or you decided not to sell it because the last time you tried to sell it a year or two ago, you weren't going to get anything out of it, now's a good time to sell that bad boy. You'll get your money's worth. You got an ATV or a side-by-side, don't sell it for, don't sell yourself short. Ask as much as you think is ridiculous, and you'll probably get it. But don't sell it if you don't already have a replacement. Because I'm running into that. I'm running into farmers that have sold their rigs, and they were planning on using that money to roll into the next rig, and they were thinking that just like every other time they've done it, that they'd just be able to walk in and pick out the one they want and take it home. Imagine the frustration where you use a side-by-side every day, like a Gator or a Pioneer or a Mule. You use that thing every day on your farm, and you sell it thinking you're going to replace it and get a nice new one for the farm. And now all of a sudden you can't find one. And everywhere you go is telling you, trying to get a deposit out of you, and you're not going to get that machine until maybe July or August. Right now is kind of a busy time on the farm. It's growing season. Around here the cattle business is pretty big. Cattle and chickens. And they use side-by-sides and ATVs for both of those to move the critters around, or to take them food, or to mend fences, or whatever. Now all of a sudden you've sold your machine thinking you were going to replace it, and there's no replacements available. I've seen several really frustrated farmers lately because of that. They probably thought they were probably really excited. They sold their machine, got their asking price, so they're like, "Woo! I got all this extra money. I'm gonna go down and pick up the one I want. I'm gonna have it just the way I want. I'm gonna be able to negotiate a good deal," and it just doesn't work out. That's the other thing. I'm seeing a lot of frustrated people they're irritated that they have to pay retail. Well, it's kind of hard for a retailer to discount a machine when they don't know when they're going to get another one. It's different when you've got a machine to sell and you've got 20 or 30 more just like them in the warehouse, so you can make up, a discount on this one machine on the next, 10 to 20. I can make that up later. Well, not this year. This year you can't. You can't make it up. You just don't have the machines to do it. And I'm seeing the car industry is the same way. I wanted to get a new truck this year. There's no way. The price that they're asking for, well, I wouldn't have bought a new one, but even a used truck, the prices on used trucks have skyrocketed. So I've decided my truck's good enough. This old rusty turd's gonna just have to last another couple years. So anyway, just expect you're gonna have to pay retail for stuff, and retail may start going up. Dealerships may start charging more than retail. People in the big cities, they're already used to that, I think, or don't even realize it's going on. Different areas get charged different amounts. It's not from the manufacturer. It's normally a dealer thing. A dealer will charge you more based on the area because they can give more because of demand. So you may start seeing that in smaller communities now, which is kind of crazy. What the dealerships are doing now, and if you go to them, you'll see it, is they're accessorizing the machines. So if you've got, say you've only got one side-by-side that doesn't have a deposit on it, you'll load it up with accessories, put a winch on it, a roof, a windshield, a cool sound system, extra battery, all kinds of extra goodies, because you've got to maximize your profit on that machine, because you've got one machine. And I'm wondering if the auto dealers are going to do that as well. I can definitely see it happening. If that sun's in y'all's eyes or not. In fact, it looks like it's messing with the camera. But anyway, so expect that. Expect more back-end product accessories being added to things that you may purchase. It's insane. It's in my industry. I'm starting to wonder how many of us they're gonna keep on. Because it's getting to the point where you're gonna start being order takers. There's not really any sales involved. You don't have to sell it. You've got a limited supply and a huge demand. There's no selling involved. You ain't got to convince the person to buy it. They already want it. They know they got to buy it now, because if they don't, the guy that's standing behind them is going to get it. And I've already had that happen too. Where the sales guys are racing each other, to sell something, where they may just give me a deposit, and they put a deposit down on it before they even work out a deal, before the guy even knows how much the thing is, because he knows if he doesn't do it, he's not going to get it. It's insane. There's just not enough product for the demand. And like I said, I understand that there's all kinds of stuff to do outdoors here, but the demand shouldn't be more than it's ever been. That just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know if people have more time because they're getting money from Uncle Sugar and not working, or if they're working from home so they can maximize their free time. I don't know what's going on, because I've had to go in every day during this current situation with gonna probably be making less during the months where I'm used to making more. Normally in power sports, you save your money in the summer to make up for the winter, because in the winter you generally don't sell as much, so you kind of live off your earnings from the summer. If I don't have extra earnings in the summer, winter's going to be tight. So anyway, those are my thoughts for the day. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're seeing in your area. You know, good, like, subscribe, share. Like to see this channel grow a little bit. If you have any ideas on different video ideas or talks that we can do, I'd appreciate it. Anyway, I'll check you YouTubers out later.